We met each other at art school and we're just really good friends. We love each other's work and we kind of wanted to work in a different way, I guess, in terms of we didn't want to work as individuals. We liked each other's work and wanted to put it out there as a group.
Working as Māori artists and knowing our whakapapa as artists and knowing the collaborative nature of art within Māori culture was kind of like a driving point at the beginning to explore that as artists.
I think it was around the time of the raids. Just after. We were really upset by it. We had whānau there. We wanted to talk about it or discuss it in our way, support our people in the way that we knew how, through art. We started thinking about the history and whakapapa and how this wasn't the first time it happened and how people hadn't learnt from it and what that might mean for our children.
The first thing was, how te tiko o tēnei mai, whakātu i a mātou. Ia mātou mana kia hiki te mamai o te iwi. Kia tautoko i nā whānau kua mauhere. Ai roko tērā te tino tikanga o te mahi, Ka Kata Te Po. So once we decided that, when we decided, that's what we want to do, we want to present something that sort of presented a positive response as opposed to a negative response, I guess. Then we went about looking at our history and our relationships. And so Hemi and Saff being of Tūhoa descent and myself from Te Arawa. And so we looked at that kōrero of Rangi Te Aorere, an ancestor that both of our we share. And that grounded the work, I think, and his whakatauaki. He iti nā tūhoe e Kata Te Po. And so that was the grounding, if you like. And from that we started thinking about how we might, I guess, engage in installation and space.
During the time of the raids, there was restrictions around the visual recording of what was occurring during the time. And so from a distance, the points through the newspaper, through television, the visual points we first had of what was happening was men in black suits, knowing that they're aligned with the Armed Defence Squad or similar aspects of the New Zealand Police. And they become a visual reference point, and even the dialogue that came out from Ruatoki from the children about the black ninjas and all of that, the symbology within it wasn't just a distant internet image of that symbology. It was a true image of what was happening at the time. And so there were many ways that we could have approached that, but there was very much a human element to that notion of oppression. And so the figure itself is, its design or its structure is aligned with that. I mean, I don't see that all art responds to all situations as the way that we have, but it's quite an important role we play as Māori in these kind of places and galleries. That when we can communicate something of our world, and that can be both the celebration and the hurt, the mamai that we feel in regards to our connection with the state, the crown, or wider society. Some of those things, they definitely need to be brought forward. because if they're not, then the conversation can be left behind. It can be kind of yesterday's newspaper. And I think people don't realise the kind of ripple effect that events like the raids for Tūhoe, or if we go back in history, the events of the confiscations for Tūhoe, I mean, we're still addressing those issues today. So that ripple has not left the sphere of our lives.
We're not trying to sweep things under the carpet or deny our history. Like I think people think that it's the easy way to do things, and yet it keeps creating problems for our whole country moving forward. So in the context of that title, if you were to live here, I'd hope that we contribute to the audience and people who come in through the doors, and they can start thinking about what the narrative that we've presented means for them. That's what I hope. This is just a small little contribution to us coming together, and for things to be less controversial and more understood.
So that means you're all hopeful for the future?
Yeah, well, we had kids, so we have to be.